Welcome back to the Score Esports Brooklyn Beatdown. It is grand finals. It is going to be Xiaohai versus Momochi.
You know, these are players who've been playing for a long time, okay? Momochi's history goes back a decade and a half. Xiaohai, similar, even though he's younger. But this kind of an atmosphere with this going on, that's unusual for fighting game players, to be honest. And so I think that this being at the Barclays Center is a giant moment for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you know, when it comes to fighting games, obviously when you think about top players, you think about the Asia region, right? And a lot of those players are coming from Japan.
Sure.
However, there is one player out there who is doing everything he can to get China on that map. And that man is Xiaohai.
All the way from the PRC China, it is going to be Xiaohai.
My name is Zheng Zhuojun, and everybody call me Xiaohai. 就是在我6岁的时候，就突然有一天，爸爸带我去游乐园去玩吧，然后刚好就进去到那个游戏机室，然后就刚好就接触到《街头霸王》这款游戏。
Very, very strong player. I think if you were to rank his parameters, he's off the charts. He's regarded as a prodigy. This is the first time that he's performed so well overseas in America, so expect a lot of great things from him.
其实还好，之前能一直打游戏。 爸爸妈妈比较同意，是因为我成绩可以保持。那现在我可以靠这个成为职业玩家，就是可以赚钱吧，可以谋生吧，可能会有一个更好的前途，所以爸爸妈妈都比较赞成的。
And that was exactly what Xiaohai wanted. He is in grand finals. We'll see him tomorrow.
I want to prove myself for the to the world. Yes.
So Xiaohai is on the winner's side of this. He needs to win 1 3 out of 5 set. On the other side, though, coming from loser's bracket, is going to be Momochi, who therefore needs to win 2 3 out of 5 sets to take the grand finals.
That's correct.
He, as he said, is a dual champion in Street Fighter 4, both Capcom Cup and EVO. Pretty remarkable achievement. His, story past, it goes back to the mid-2000s with Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, where he was one of the best players in that game, and even now, it's still alive today.
My name is Momochi. 年齢は今30歳です。日本の東京からゲームはすごい好きでもともとやってたんですけど格闘ゲームは全然やってなかったんですけどアーケードゲームセンターに友達が誘ってくれてそこに初めて行って格闘ゲームに出会ってそこからもうのめり込みました。で家族はそうですね自分が格闘ゲームをすごい一生懸命にやってるんですごい応援して子供なんですけど、勉強もしなさいって言うんですけどちゃんとゲームも頑張りなさいって言ってもらいました。家族はそうですね父親は自分がプロプレイヤーっていうことを知ってるので言ってないけどテレビで見たよって言ってくれて応援してくれてます。であとは今はチョコが家族なので本当に2人で頑張ってます。そうですねエボリューションとかカプコンカップを優勝してるんですけどこの ESL っていう大会もすごい大きい大会ですしアメリカでもすごい注目されてる大会だと思うのでアメリカの人にモモチという名前を知ってもらいたいですね活躍して。
Well, the players are ready. The world is ready. Are the fans at the arena ready? Are you ready for this? This grand finals?
That's right, it's going to be Xiaohai versus Momochi. Cammy versus Ken. China versus Japan. Crazy versus calculated.
Right, so let's talk just a little bit about the player's play style. Look for Xiaohai with Cammy to, assuming that's what he goes with, look for him to move forward a lot. Look for him to have excellent reactions.
Right.
His trademark, I think, is those reactions. He plays as a result differently than many people even can because he can sort of see and react faster than everybody else does. At the same time, what Momochi has been doing this weekend, I think, is almost unprecedented with his character. He plays Ken, very high damage potential, ability to move forward, but he plays Ken more patiently. He's okay with blocking, he's okay with defense. Of course, he wants to get in, but he is looking to play slowly as opposed to Xiaohai trying to go nuts.
All right, guys, $30,000 on the line. New York City, are you ready? Let's go! And
So that's
it is
Xiaohai on the one player side.
and it's definitely going to be Cammy versus Ken.
I think that's what we expected. That's what they've both been playing, and they both have had success with. But like I said, Momochi's style, it's been really interesting to see. Oh, he actually moves forward at the very start. Not what I was looking for.
Right, but you're going to see right now that Momochi's going to try to maintain that distance from Xiaohai. He wants to stay out of her range because once she gets up close, that's where Xiaohai definitely shines.
Well, Xiaohai also shines in the ability to move forward. He knows exactly when to press the button on the way in, dash in, maybe jump in, maybe get a dive kick on the way in. So far, though, very interesting to see that he's mostly played grounded. Oh, okay, after all
He's
that
in
time
now.
sending
He's
up
in
the
now.
grounded times, he's in.
Oh, and Momochi waking up with a back medium punch, going right into a combo, and now throwing Xiaohai into the corner.
Momochi's been interrupting all weekend.
But there's one
Again, interruption. That was really Cammy's time to move, but he got the thing first.
and actually Xiaohai doing the same thing. Oh, that's really positive.
the drop.
But Momochi drops the combo, and so does Xiaohai.
Very rare for both players.
Definitely sign of nerves very early on from both of these players. And now Momochi backing off. You see, he's trying to gather himself. He also has a lot of meter. Cammy just activated her V trigger. So now, if Ken can get her down low enough, it's chip damage, but he's not going to need it. He's just going to take it with that throw. Momochi taking round one.
So I'm really interested about how so far both players have had little changes on what we expected. In fact, Momochi's moved forward a little bit, and in fact, Xiaohai has been playing footsies in the mid-range a lot.
And there, you just saw Momochi use one of the run cancels, which he saved for the very end against Tokido. He hadn't used it a lot ahead of time, but we saw it right away now here in the second round.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing mix-ups. Both players clearly came into it expecting the other to do what we expected, and they're not doing it.
And so far, Xiaohai looks like he's trying to play that middle ground game by using that move right there, the standing medium kick, a lot. He is using that to measure distances and to keep Momochi, tempered from hitting buttons.
Again, that interruption with back strong, and he confirms it into the rest of the combo. But here's Xiaohai with this patient play. Sure, the dash is there, but we really haven't seen him move forward as strongly as Cammy can. Oh, gotta take this big opportunity. A lot of damage there, still has some trigger left.
Yeah, gonna try to save that, perhaps to get into a drill, into combo, into super after a trigger, but
look for Momochi to try to take up space with like a fireball or something. Get into V-trigger cancel, roundhouse maybe. He's gonna need, there's the down strong,
he's got
right
the
into
cancel,
it.
and
That's
he's gonna
exactly
go
what he
right
needed.
He's gonna go right into the super. That means Momochi's gonna take the first game here in the first set. Don't forget, guys, Momochi is coming from loser's bracket. That's what that little L set, the L means next to his name over there. He has to win 2 sets of 3 out of 5.
It's not gonna be easy, but as he said in his own little video there, he's comfortable with coming from the loser's side. He's done it before. That's how he
right.
won Capcom Cup. He's been there. It's not new.
Also, another thing to mention, though, is that before this match here, before this grand finals match, apparently Momochi and Kazunoko, who plays very well, who also plays Cammy, practiced that matchup a lot.
I actually watched it for a little bit, and what I heard from a friend was that he didn't like the result. He didn't like how that went. Here comes Momochi now. Already has corner for himself. The opponent's stuck.
Yeah, exactly. In Street Fighter V, you do not want to be put in the corner. That is a bad position to be in.
There's
and
the
right
reaction.
there, yeah, great reactions from Xiaohai, catching the anti-air from Momochi's jump.
Okay, so one of the first dive kicks, but look, Momochi has not been afraid to do exactly that, to take the pressure off of himself with the wrist.
Oh, but Xiaohai countering. with the stand fierce on wake up, so he's gonna get the full V trigger combos, not gonna save the second half.
There comes Momochi. He went low. That should be it. Yes.
And there you see right there why Ken is such a strong character. His damage potential, like every time he hits you, every time he punishes you for a mistake, he gets so much damage off of that compared to a lot of characters. And Kamiya is not a character with a lot of health in the first place.
Look at this, Momochi moving forward so consistently. I think that must be throwing Xiaohai off. I really do, because nobody expected that with how defensively, how patiently he played yesterday.
And you know, and it's interesting because Xiaohai right there just dashed under Ken, went for the mix-up. The first time he actually tried to hit him, the second time he went for the throw, and Momochi read it, he teched that throw.
Look at that run. Again, things he did not do yesterday. Oh,
Right now.
Xiaohai slowing down.
Oh!
He thought he was at the right range. He's not. That's something he looks for a lot. Try to Dragon Punch through fireballs. It's possible.
So he's gonna get away with
Escape.
that. But
Oh,
you know what? Momochi knows the punish. He knows how to chase down that super. He's not gonna let Xiaohai get away with that.
The goal of that super is to try to escape, and clearly did not work. And then Momochi comes in for the media attack. He wasn't afraid of Dragon Punch. He was ready to pressure. Again, all this forward movement from Momochi, all of these mix-ups, all this damage out from Momochi. That's not what he was doing yesterday. And the difference in expectation, I think that's a big part of why he's up 2-0 right now.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I mean, really this match was gonna be out who is going to exert their will better than the other.
Yeah.
And right now, it's definitely Momochi. Momochi
Yeah.
is 100% playing the game that he wants to play. And Xiaohai almost seems kind of tentative, almost seems a little nervous to me.
Yeah, a fighting game is an argument, right? You're having an argument with somebody. So if you have come up with some new strategy, some new argument, and the opponent isn't ready for that, you can blow them out of the water. That's how many a debate is won. And it looks like right now that same thing is happening.
So in other words, if you want to get good at Street Fighter, go, you know, debate package.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Go take a debate class, you know? But you can see right here. So even though Xiaohai got him in the corner, but look at that. Momochi's just waking up with buttons and immediately sends Xiaohai into the corner. And right here, again, just a dash-up throw is gonna take it. He has somehow gotten Xiaohai scared to touch a bunch of buttons.
Yeah, really interesting to see this again on this replay. And then there's exactly what he was looking for. As Xiaohai, you probably expect that, but you believe you're at a safe range. You believe that the opponent will trust, you know, that you are not going to be at that spot at that time. And instead, Momochi's been able to exert his will. Look, he goes low there. People will often go for a throw there. They'll walk back a little bit, trying to bait something out of the opponent.
It was even just a delayed low as well. He canceled into the V-trigger, got right up next to him, and then just waited. Waited for like half a second,
Yeah.
and then caught him. And that half a second was enough to make Xiaohai think a throw was coming or something was coming. And so he stood up, got caught, and that was it. Momochi was able to take it.
Yeah, I think on Xiaohai's side, there's going to have to be some change. It did seem like he wants to play differently than what at least I expected, which was to see a lot more offensive action, right? Going in, reacting. Even when he has reacted, it was a problem. I mean, that Dragon Punch, that whiff Dragon Punch was a big part of a loss of the round there. So there has to be a change in terms of that spacing and in terms of, you know, when he's going to go in, how he's going to make that happen.
Also, just as an aside, definitely want to give a shout out to our buddies Ski, Sonic, and Z for helping put together that the Score Esports replay package. But we are ready to keep going. You can see Xiaohai is ready to go. You know he's been thinking about what adjustment to make, and here we go. And Momochi in there already.
Oh, wow. He confirmed. He saw that crouching medium kick hit, and he pressed the Dragon Punch as a result. That is a reaction.
Nice. There's that reaction. Oh, nice. Made it right over the fireball. Tried to get under, but
The
just couldn't
wrist,
quite
look.
do it.
Momochi has so long played this style where he has a sort of patient defensive style, footsies, mid-range style, and every once in a while he will explode. And so far, in this grand finals, he's been explosive.
All right, but here's that situation. Nice, you see him walk back to make sure Momochi couldn't jump out of the corner. And then he had the anti-air all ready to go. Oh, but Momochi just responds with a hurricane and a V-trigger.
Okay, gotta be the start of things here for Xiaohai. The delay was good.
EX, yes, that's gonna do it. Xiaohai takes his first round against Momochi. All right, that is a huge sigh of relief for Xiaohai.
Yeah, and I love the delay that allowed him to get that hit. He's seen Momochi now wake up with a bunch of buttons, and so he delayed his to sort of capitalize on that. He's staying aware.
Oh, nice. Using that air hurricane changes Ken's jump trajectory, makes him really hard to hit, and that's why it was able to beat Cammy's anti-air. And now you can see back to this mid-range game again. This is where Momochi has, wanted to play, but
There it is.
Yeah.
Very important for Xiaohai's confidence, I think, to make sure that that does work.
Yeah, and that is something that pretty much he's the only Cammy that does, by the way, the uppercut through that fireball. Okay, see that time he dashed under, and that time again, Momochi blocked.
I love
the
that sweep.
crossover.
That was it, just in case the crouching medium kick whiffed.
Oh, here we
Confirm.
go. And Momochi's ability to confirm off of one back medium punch into the full target combo is crazy because the target combo is not safe on blocks.
Yeah.
You can't just do that willy-nilly.
It's tough to do. It takes quick reactions.
All right, once again, back to
Xiaohai
this.
slowly trying to convince Momochi to move backwards. You see, in general, that's been how it's going. Momochi is worried about the implied threat that Cammy has with the dive kick on the way in. He's trying to space himself to be safe against it. Oh, the movement board on the ground instead.
Oh, not super. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, he didn't
No,
quite
he
have it
wasn't
yet. He
there.
did not quite have it yet.
Momochi.
But Momochi has a super, and he doesn't use it.
Very surprising to see him not use it. This might be an escape. Can he get there in time?
He
Yes!
does it with the V skill. Wow. Wow. Now, look, the last couple of times, Xiaohai dashed forward and went for the throw, and Momochi got thrown once, tech the second time. That's why Xiaohai got away with dashing up, walk back into Fierce and the punish. But Momochi able to bring that back and saved all of his super meter for this round.
There's so much just-in-case play. Oh, Momochi!
No.
And the stun is coming. It is. This might be the round.
Oh,
This might
yeah.
be the
No,
reset,
that's it.
James.
That's it.
the reset. Momochi just like that. It's a very quick 3-0 to
That's-
send Xiaohai into loser's bracket. Now we're gonna have one final 3 out of 5 set. That $19,500 money match. The difference between first place and second place. That's what we have right now. And clearly, Momochi had the better half, or had the better first part of it.
Yeah, it's definitely Momochi right now, very calm, very focused. You even saw, just that footage right there, Momochi just very calm.
Yeah.
Very calculated. And that's one of the things that winning an Evolution, winning a Capcom Cup can help bring to you. You've been here a bunch of times. Xiaohai came in this and winner's bracket. He even joked, we saw in the clip earlier that this was going to last 10 minutes,
Yeah.
But the thing about it is he hasn't won an event of this caliber yet. The nerves might be getting to him. And like I said, the way that Xiaohai plays is very aggressive. He's very in your face. And the fact that he hasn't been able to exact that doesn't necessarily mean Momochi's defense has been great. It also might mean that Xiaohai is scared, a little bit tentative. And that's what happens when you get nervous in a big stage like this.
He's had a lot of success himself. He did win EVO in KOF 13 in 2014. I mean, he's not starting from nothing. It seems to me as though he is missing things, but on top of that, Momochi is ready just in case every time.
Now we saw there Xiaohai again with another attempt to uppercut through the fireball and was too far away. And now this time, Momochi has been waking up with back medium punch so much, and this time he wakes up with a throw.
Yeah, or dragon punch, right? So
Right.
that's what Xiaohai was probably looking for right
Oh,
there.
wow. Xiaohai going with his own back throw and gets him throw bait.
And he spends the full trigger. Good damage, the stun is there, he still has corner control.
Keeps
Still
the
there.
pressure. Yeah, this is the game that Xiaohai wants to play. Stay in his face.
Yes, now it's Ken's turn. And the low again.
The same, the slightly delayed, the ever so subtly delayed crouching light kick.
Yes,
And
he got the hit.
He's gonna be able to complete it, and just like that, Xiaohai with a great round. But there again is what Ken does.
Exactly.
He turns it around off of 2 mistakes.
Exactly, and Momochi has been playing with great confirms. There are things, it's not patience exactly, but his defense has been great. A lot of just-in-case things again. And with that style, plus the explosion that Ken can be, tough to play against.
Yeah, and I thought that was really telling at that time that Xiaohai, after he got a knockdown, actually just blocked on Ken's wake-up. I think he's kind of confused, but he still has Momochi in the corner. Successful block against the
There it
Hurricane.
is. Very important to block that short.
Yeah, no invincibility on the Hurricane. It's 3 frames, so it hits really fast.
Yeah, the very, very fast startup.
Not quite enough to kill.
There's that crouching medium kick. Momochi is not afraid.
Oh, we got in. Here we go. That's one mistake.
One hit
look
left.
at this. One more mistake. As I said, like 2 mistakes every single time for Momochi.
Oh!
He baited out the throw, but he didn't get anything from it. And Xiaohai is going to survive 1 round here. So in this crucial 4th game,
Right,
He's
this is the
tied at
first game.
1-1.
Exactly, it's 0-0 right now in this second set. One of the problems for Cammy is that she does not have as much total life as some other characters. She can die very quickly, and Ken, with that damage output, you're seeing it right now.
Almost
Her
stunned.
life can melt.
Almost stunned as well. You see that yellow bar under their life meter tells you how close they are to falling dizzy.
Very patient here. Okay, yeah, Momochi, I think, was looking for the activation.
Oh, that's not safe. That's not safe, but Momochi drops the combo.
So not punished well, but extremely surprising to see Xiaohai make that mistake.
And Xiaohai again. Okay. He has a full meter now, so
Oh, he
any
was
hit
looking for
from
Dragon
him.
Punch.
Oh,
Yeah,
no!
another mistake!
It's gonna be it. And, oh my.
Can you look, the things that I look for from Xiaohai, okay, everything is good, but in particular, when I think of Xiaohai, I think of reactions and execution. And the reactions aren't quite there. The execution, even more so, not quite there.
I'm in
Very
shock.
surprised.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, you know,
from
it's
what I'm seeing right
unfortunate
now.
to see it. Yeah, it is.
And there, look at that face on Momochi. There's this like scowl on his face, almost like I've got this. You are doomed. You know.
2 times for Xiaohai to potentially confirm crouching medium kick by itself into drill. Consistently, he does that. 2 times he dropped it.
And again, almost close to stun. But Xiaohai waking up with button. Oh no! He hit a button after the knee bullet last time Momochi blocked. And there's the stun.
Oh god. It's just looking terrible.
This is the Momochi train right now. We're all on it, and Xiaohai is tied to the tracks. Momochi is about to run right over him.
And not reacting to that anymore. Again, missed crouching medium kick. He's not anti-airing there.
And
That
not
wasn't
even
confirmed.
Right, into an uppercut.
Xiaohai. He needs this round not just because he wants to stay alive, but because just to settle down.
Yeah, he needs to build his confidence
He
back.
really does.
And
that was a missed dive kick, the jump roundhouse right there.
you know, here's the thing, right? I mean, look, 6-0s happen every once in a while, but whenever they do happen, they're a big statement from the player that wins. If Momochi can actually do this, if Xiaohai cannot gather himself, that is going to be such a big statement from Momochi for competitors for all future tournaments this year.
Xiaohai has so consistently done roundhouse after the activation. Momochi knows the startup is slow, and he just backdashed.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Look at this.
And now, so here's more how Momochi was playing yesterday.
Right.
Patience, slow. This switch from having been so offensive and so button-y, well, okay, Xiaohai gets in with it, but that could have been tough to deal with.
Yeah, but again, I feel like Xiaohai is buying into what Momochi's trying to sell him right now. Momochi says, let's play this slow game. And Xiaohai says, okay. And it's not to his benefit. And there you go. Momochi getting away with a safe jump back OS.
Yeah, under worst case scenario right now, if Xiaohai gets hit once, he's going to lose the round.
Yeah,
So
only
it's already a bad look for him.
15 seconds left in this round. Momochi has to find a way in. Oh boy. And now
Very
Xiaohai
slow,
trying to
very
run back.
slow. If Xiaohai gets grabbed a bunch of times, that's fine. Oh, but he does, in fact, put up the wall. That's risky. If Momochi had dashed forward with something else, that could have been a different story.
That was definitely very risky, and it pays off for him though, because I think Momochi was reading that Xiaohai was being very tentative and scared.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that button press from Xiaohai at all.
Look at this. That might be the first raw jump in like that we've seen in a while. There have been dive kicks and the like, but
All right, stays in front, gets the hit. It looked like he was gonna go for the throw, and he delayed it.
Hold on.
Close
That
to the
orange stun bar.
There it is. And with this, I am pretty sure that Xiaohai is gonna be able to take it with uppercut into super. He's activated the critical art. This should do it. Xiaohai is gonna take his first game. We are not seeing a 6-0 here, ladies and gentlemen. It is 1-1 here in the second set.
I want to see a lot of Street Fighter, so I'm cool with that. But on top of that, I'm happy for Xiaohai with the way that it happened. It was a great round there, right? He did play that moving forward offensive style,
Yes.
mix-up style, heavy damage output style. That is what he wants to do. And now after, several straight losses, to establish that is really important.
Yeah, it cannot be stated how much that means to a player to be able to get that one win like that, because
Yeah.
it resets things in your brain. It just kind of like puts that confidence back in you. So he is primed. He's gotten himself now back into that position where he can take the Score Esports Brooklyn beatdown. And that's very important to have, because if he had lost that game right there and went down 0-2, I think that's just mentally you're done at that point in time.
Let's take a quick look at the Score Esports replay. A lot of damage output. Again, that was the theme of that first game and the first half of the second game as well.
Yeah, right there you see Momochi taking it with his super and taking that game. But here, Xiaohai gets the corner, and this is where Cammy shines. Right? Both of these characters are really potent once they get the opponent into the corner.
There it is. You see this forward movement, very oppressive. He's not letting up at all. That's what he wants to do. Not that it always works out, as you can see, but that was at least him telling himself, okay, I can make this work. Ultimately, Momochi took the round, as can happen very quickly. But I think that he established that, I think, played a part in his ability to ultimately make this comeback in this game.
All right, again, you see Xiaohai, in the corner, but just see, that's the uncharacteristic combo drops that we've been seeing from Xiaohai. And that's why it's really good to be able to get a win under his belt.
Exactly.
Especially, I mean, that's the luxury of coming from winner's bracket, right? You can go 0-3, but you have more games to get yourself back in gear. Had Momochi been the one that lost 0-3, this tournament would be over already.
Yeah. We saw a great confirm right there from Momochi. And then this, I think, was the round that went all Xiaohai's way. The mix-ups are right, yes. And then that was only one hit, so the follow-up combo still does a lot of damage. And that super, even at a minimum, it does a lot of damage.
I mean, it was a calculated risk by Momochi. I almost feel like he almost thinks that he has enough momentum right now that he was like, you know what, I can go ahead and risk one wake-up uppercut, and lose this game, and I'll be fine. But let's see if Momochi might have accidentally, given Xiaohai enough confidence to be able to make this comeback.
Okay, well, we'll definitely see how it goes the rest.
All right, so those two players are getting ready for their next match here. Once again, shout outs to Ski Sonic and Z for putting together that replay package for us.
And Momochi's face, still very much the same. Ready for things, looks calm. Like you said, he's been in big moments before. Hey guy. Hi, other guy, I see you.
Right.
And there's Xiaohai. So again, very important that he has established that he can do what he wants to do. Right? That's what he's thinking to himself right now. You see him closing his eyes, trying to get ready for this upcoming game.
And I kind of like that. I mentioned last time he had this scowl on his face, like he was going in for the kill, but this time, kind of a wry smile, almost like, you know what, you think maybe you're at a good position, but I'm just gonna wake up, uppercut you right back.
Well, it's all about taking those calculated risks. There you go. It's the first time Crouching Medium Kick has been confirmed by itself. I like this for Xiaohai. He looks like he's coming back. There's the tech even. I think that's what caused him to get hit a couple times, but this time Xiaohai's right. The pressure even.
Yeah, he's gonna keep that pressure going. Look at that, just walking right up and getting 2 throws in a row, and he went for the third. I like that. That means that bravery. Remember I was saying he was playing timid.
And there's the confirm. We saw him miss that a couple of games ago.
The timidity is gone from Xiaohai. He has gone back to bravery and just being right in your face, going for 3 throws in a row.
Reactions look back. The sort of strategy, the grand strategy looks like it's back. The execution looks back. Momochi has to now recover.
Oh, wow. Got the counter hit on the crouching medium punch, and now Xiaohai in the corner. As I mentioned, both of these characters, one of their main goals in this game is to push the opponent into the corner, because once you're there, you have no more space to run. And here we go, Xiaohai just taking the full damage off of that. Whoa.
Yeah, a lot of times people don't do that rather than, or in favor of pressuring more, but I guess he was okay with the idea of getting back in. He has been able to do that in this game.
Momochi backing off a little bit just to make sure that he stayed from stun.
Look at that reaction.
Xiaohai confirming crouching light kick stand jab into critical art.
Momochi needs a big comeback. He's 2 hits away from doing it. That's the potential of the character, but can he find the hits?
Yeah, but Momochi did the V-trigger activation, delayed crouching light kick the 3rd time, and Xiaohai blocked it this time, and he's gonna get the uppercut against Momochi's jumping EX Hurricane.
That means the reaction. If we could, think about those times in just a couple games ago, how many times Momochi did jump in Tatsu, jump in EX, Hurricane, jump in Fierce. We saw that. Okay, we saw a bunch of that, and they were not anti-air. They were not dragon punched for a little while there. So again, I'm very happy on Xiaohai's side to see this recovery. It looks like he's playing back up to his potential. He, at maximum potential, I think is one of the best players in the world, and has been for some years.
Oh yeah, I mean,
the problem is that he's not always at max potential for whatever reason.
Right, and we're seeing that right here in 2 sets. It's a tale of 2 Xiaohais, basically. We had the not as great Xiaohai in the first set, but right now he is on. However, Momochi is trying to snuff out that fire. Here we go. He's got good damage lead here, almost stunned, but a crouch pierce into V-trigger cancel is gonna give Xiaohai not only the damage, but into the corner as well.
There it is. He's got to take some risks. There's too much offense from Xiaohai. Momochi has to shut it down. The whip punish was there. Look at the perfect spacing.
Yes.
Pixel perfect. He was just outside of where that dive kick landed, and as it landed, he punished it.
Xiaohai, of course, gonna try to get back in there, take advantage of what makes Cammy so deadly. That foot speed, her close range mix-up is really, really strong, and she has really great anti-airs.
Okay, and an interruption again from Momochi. Again, he gets the hit. He's gonna go for a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's gonna spend that meter early. He's got a lot of round to build that back, and it's just gonna feel comfortable having this giant life lead this early in the round, especially when Xiaohai can't hit him back yet with a critical art.
Crouching Fierce is what he was looking for earlier. He gets the grab this time rather than the
knee
forward
blow,
roundhouse.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what he's done a lot of the time.
Oh, there we go. He's gonna get confirmed. No
He
super.
saves it this time.
Yeah, I thought maybe he would go for the super for the damage. Oh! But Momochi baits him out, gets the EX uppercut. Guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming down to the last game.
I'm very much reminded of winners finals from yesterday when Xiaohai and Tokido played. That was a 3-2. It was very, very close. In thinking about it, though, those two games that Xiaohai lost, sure, Tokido did well, but I would say in larger part, Xiaohai played those poorly. The 3 he won, he was on fire, and I feel like that's been very much the story of this grand finals. When Xiaohai looks like he's doing very well, it seems really tough for Momochi to do things, right? The offense works great for Xiaohai. The reactions are there. Momochi can't jump in because reaction Dragon Punch is there. And then sometimes he's not there. We've seen him drop combos, we've seen him drop reactions. This final game, he has to be on.
Yes.
If he's not, it's gonna be Momochi's.
He has definitely found himself.
I mean, Momochi certainly can take it, even against maximum Xiaohai. That's his level of talent.
Yeah, for sure.
But if Xiaohai is not at the max, then it's gonna be Momochi for sure.
Right, exactly. And you can see right now, both players are probably just thinking about what to do, trying to put that $30,000 out of their mind and not trying to get themselves a little bit too nervous, but here we go.
Okay, so
final match, Momochi Xiaohai, let's go.
No, he dropped it.
Yeah, that's
Are we seeing not maximum Xiaohai already?
and he's in the corner, and there you go. Momochi got the throw bait out, was able to punish it properly.
Wakes up, but he didn't convert. Oh, I'm worried for Xiaohai, James.
Oh, wow, Momochi right now gets the throw, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna be at match point now. He has set himself to take this tournament. Match point for Momochi. Xiaohai has to win these next 2 rounds in order to win.
So I love Momochi's playing it well. Again, the drop! Momochi is taking advantage of things, but he is being given things by Xiaohai.
Ooh, this time missed with the uppercut.
Here it is, very
but
important.
There's the counter, yeah. Trying to bait Momochi into a throw, but Momochi always doing the jump back tech, but here we go. Crush counter, big damage for Xiaohai.
A lot of red up there on the right. No, the drop!
But he went for the EX. He should have went for just the roundhouse
We're seeing the
uppercut.
big stuff. Speaking of red, it just melts.
All right, gets in there, and yeah, gets out of there with a V reversal. Doesn't
really
want to
like
deal with
that.
the mix-up.
That
at
does
all.
mean that he gives up damage potential with the V-trigger, but yeah, you had to get out of that. You had to
Yeah.
settle down.
But Ken, still with a tiny bit of V-trigger left, he's still threatening. Momochi tries to get in there, and V-trigger is done.
Oh,
And
love
here we
it!
go.
Underneath. Momochi thought it was time to interrupt. It
He's
makes
gonna
sense.
get the hit.
Again, he interrupts.
Has to use the EX fireball to make himself safe.
And Xiaohai, oh, the roundhouse did clip maximum range. Xiaohai now needs to get, needs to put this wall up.
I'd love to see you guys.
No anti-air, no reaction.
Again, but there it is. He gets the anti-air this time. We're at the last round here. Who's gonna take it? Is it gonna be Xiaohai or Momochi?
19,500 is on the line in this next round. Approach from Xiaohai. He looks much better. Okay, throw tech OS as he jumps back. And Momochi looks like he's
anti-air.
playing patiently. The drop again, we saw that before.
And yeah, that is gonna give Momochi a ton of damage to start this round.
There's no more round to recover again. Okay, Xiaohai, yes, with the Dragon Punch, anti-air. He did react in time.
Xiaohai's definitely been spotty on that anti-air, but that's also just an attribute to how good Momochi's jump timings have been.
It's very difficult to pay attention to the ground and also to the air approach at the same time.
But here he comes,
That's
Xiaohai.
part of why Xiaohai got
He's
that
gonna
jump
get
in.
the hit.
Hold on, if he
One
finds
more
the hit,
mix
that's
up
gonna be
is
it.
done. combo.
Momochi a lifeline.
Oh my God.
Momochi needs 2 hits to do this.
He's in. He's gonna EX Fireball to be safe.
A lot of frame advantage there.
Nice throw tech, brave throw tech from Momochi.
Momochi's hanging on by a thread. He cannot get touched.
Oh, he gets hit on the air. That's it. Xiaohai is gonna uppercut. He's gonna take it. He lost 0-3 in the first set, but he has come back all the way, and he's gonna take it in the second set with that EX dive kick into uppercut. Xiaohai is The Score Esports Brooklyn beatdown champion.
It wasn't even just those first 3 games, it was the 4th game, okay? It was the first game of this set that didn't look very good for Xiaohai either. And then at the first round of this last game, I thought again we were seeing missed anti-airs, we were seeing missed combos, the confirms were not there, and he managed to make the recovery in those last 2 rounds, just as he did in the previous 2 games. Fantastic play
And look,
by Xiaohai.
you can see the emotion right now. He is definitely trying very hard to hold back some emotions. But let's get a word now from Xiaohai himself. Let's take it to Persia.
Ladies James and David, and wow, what a set. How do you feel right now?
在这个 Brooklyn B 档比赛拿到冠军，你现在的心情如何？
真的很激动，真的很激动。就是我本来想第一个 set 就赢了，因为不要让他有觉得可以赢的机会，但是没想到对手真的太强。但是我总结了一下自己输的原因，才能保持住，真的很开心会。
Super happy right now, super hyped. Initially, I had thought that I would close out this tournament in the first set, but I never thought that my opponent, Momochi, would be so strong. However, after the first set, after that reset, I realized where the key was, what I was lacking, and then I was able to close that out in that 2 sets. I'm just super elated right now, super happy.
All right, and being the only representative from China, what does this win mean for you and your country?
在这个比赛，你是唯一的中国代表。在这个中国选手来说，你有什么感想？
就作为一个真的是唯一一个，本来打到决赛就很开心啊，但是后来我看了一下对阵表，所有的国旗只有一个是红色的，就是除了我，然后从256变成唯一一个，我觉得真的是给自己一个交代了，打街霸舞那么久。
When I looked at the player roster and the entire list of flags, and now I can see that the Chinese flag is on top. After 256 players, only 1 player remained, and that was me from China. That makes me very happy as a player. I feel like I'm on the top of Street Fighter V right now.
Now, I know this can't be the only stop for you. Where can we see you next?
下一个比赛在哪里？
Maybe Singapore.
Singapore. Go to SEAM, everyone.
All right, thank you again, and congratulations to our Score Esports Brooklyn Beatdown champion, taking home all the bragging rights and $30,000 cold hard cash. New York City, you have crowned your champion.
All right, everybody, and there you have it. Xiaohai taking it. It looked like Momochi was just going to run away with this whole entire thing. He won 4 games in a row, but Xiaohai was able to bring it back and take it on the last round, last game.
I don't want to undersell Momochi. Okay, Momochi is a very strong player, and again, even at maximum Xiaohai, I think he could do really, really well.
Right.
However, that was not good for him. Not good for Momochi. We're joined by Alex Machine from CSGO community. Thanks a lot for hanging out.
What's up? It's good to be here.
What'd you think of the match?
I was loving it. I mean, I had about 5% of a clue what was going on. There were some kicks and a backflip, and someone was wearing very little clothing. It was enjoyable.
Sounds like Street Fighter 5.
Yeah. I like the one where she just kind of flies like in a kind of like a needle, just goes straight through him. That was pretty cool.
The drill, the spiral arrow.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Having fun. How about you boys? I mean, I actually was having an opportunity to talk to a Street Fighter player just beforehand, and he was saying, 256 teams, but we had a mad underdog story. That sounds crazy.
There were a couple of major underdogs who made it up into the top 8. Players who, we've known are good, but never really at that level, at this level of competition.
Sure.
It was a real breakout performance.
One of them, for example, was a player from Brazil who a lot of players haven't gotten a chance to see because he just hasn't been able to travel to get to as many events.
What a perfect parallel. We've got SK. I mean,
That's right.
CS
That's
only
right.
recently experienced what Brazil was capable of in our game as well.
Yeah, and then of course the other player who was the underdog was Commander Jesse, who got on an airplane for the first time in his life and came from Los Angeles and won it. He won the trip here through a series of weekly events and was able to do really well.
That's nuts. I mean, so he got top 8.
He did get
He
top
got
8.
both of them. Both of them got top 8. Exactly.
Both Berlino and Commander Jesse. And again, the level of talent, the depth of field here was, I think, one of the best that we've had in Street Fighter V since the game came out.
Sure.
So for those two players to have that breakout performance was really, really special.
I mean, and how about that final? Was that everything you wanted and more?
Yeah, I'm really happy with how it went. I mean,
it started a little...
You sounded a little dejected. You're like, oh, it looks like it could be a 3.
I mean, nobody wanted to see a blow-up, of course, right? But actually, that 3-0, I think, set the stage for that second set.
Sure, absolutely.
In a way that was, we sort of, again, we see Xiaohai sometimes not perform to what he can do. And that first set went along with that. So that he made the recovery and ended up taking the whole thing, I think is really great.
But how common is that? How common is it that someone just sits there and you're sitting there like, okay, this series is over before it even begins, and then Xiaohai turns it around and he's, what is that, 15 minutes later he's opening 30K?
Yeah.
How common is that?
It definitely happens.
It does.
It
does happen.
And you know what? That's why in that double elimination bracket, you try to make sure you get to grand finals and winner's side.
Right.
Because again, Xiaohai only had to win one set, right? So you give yourself those 3 extra games to maybe shake off a cold start. And that's exactly what happened for him. And so, yeah, again, the fact that he made it to grand finals on the winner's side was huge for him.
Now, I do think we've got an opportunity here. So not only is this basically an opportunity for us to just talk about the games, talk about what we've been hanging out in New York, but also there is something going down right now. The reason we're hanging out, talking about our games and talking about what's coming up, what's just happened, is because Cruella's setting up. That's right, we're going to have these guys doing a live performance. ESL One's first ever live performance is going to be going down later, so we just have a chance to just have a chinwag. If that's what we say in England. What's an American equivalent? Chinwag? A chatter? what do you say? Having a convo? I'm trying to think of an Americanism. Help me out here. There must be one.
All those all sound like they're pretty good to me.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so with this tournament, you just said it's probably been the most competitive in how long?
Street Fighter V came out earlier this year.
Right.
And other than EVO and maybe one other exception, this, I think, was the strongest competitive field that we have had in Street Fighter V.
Okay.
And the coolest thing about this is, I mean, if you're enjoying Street Fighter V by ESL here, they're not stopping. Later on this month, in October, is going to be a King of the Hill series, which is going to be taking place in Southern California. It's going to be pitting NorCal and SoCal, Northern California versus Southern California. These two regions, I mean, their rivalry, their history of rivalry has gone back since the original Street Fighter II. These have always been two of the strongest scenes in Street Fighter history.
Yeah, we're talking a 25-year rivalry.
Yeah, and basically, for a few weeks in a row, we're going to have the NorCal people travel down to SoCal, and they're going to be battling out for regional pride.
I mean, I've seen you guys, you've been working away in the Street Fighter section. Did you get a chance to see what we've been up to here? Did you catch any of the CS?
I'll tell you, actually, we watched a lot of CS over about the last hour and a half before we went on. Actually, really cool to see.
So the second semi?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
We watched a bunch of that.
So you got to see the Brazilians. I mean, that's been our amazing storyline, isn't it? I mean, just seeing the defending world champions, of course, from the major. They come here and they upset across 3 maps. It was a 3-4 hour affair.
Right, yeah.
You guys just had your finals. We take
a little different. different.
Counter-Strike, we do. But
I mean, look, I've tried playing first-person shooters in the
How's
past.
that
I'm
gone?
not very good.
Okay.
And then I was sitting there watching that footage, and just to see how fast those guys can aim and like
Sure.
hit just like this tiny little dude on the screen.
Tiny little dude?
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
Well, I mean, that's funny because you look at me and I tried to play some fighting games. I'm not going to name which because I'm pretty sure I'll get like, I think there's a like a cliques here, and I feel
it
like
doesn't matter.
I think it was something involving a Kirby. That's a fighting game, right?
That is a fighting
Yeah,
game.
Melee
Yes.
Brawl, one of those.
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers.
My
et cetera.
roommates, they play 8 hours a day. They were mad at it, and I just kind of rolled my face and hands across the controller, and I'm not very good at them. I prefer to have a gun and try and left-click people. That's my style of play.
Yeah, if that was Melee, that was like a particularly bad character to try at the time, too.
Oh, okay, is that not a good
That's
one?
not the best
I
character
should
in
go
the
and
game.
get that girl in a leotard. She's pretty sweet. I'm a fan of
She is
Cammy.
pretty good.
Cammy.
Cammy's good.
Yes.
I wrote it down. Cammy and Ken.
You know what? I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I'm
Sounds like a
def-
celebrity couple, Cammy and Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does actually. Yeah.
Longtime Cammy player,
Okay. Rock and roll.
20-year
Yeah.
playing with this character.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Excuse me?
Yeah, since Street Fighter 2 Super, I should say Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, because there's like 7,000 versions of every version of Street Fighter, but I've been playing Cammy since then.
Since 1994.
So okay, I'm gonna have to start asking some noob questions. By the way, just to clarify that this is the reason we're doing this is because the streams are going to be switching. You're currently watching on Street Fighter 5.
Right.
We are going to be moving it over to ESL_CSGO. It takes you about 20 seconds to type it in. If you want to see us continue to have this conversation, it's going to be available there. So get there now.
That's where the Cruella concert is going to
Yeah,
be
you
as
get
well,
your
right?
Cruella and you get your grand final. If you're unfamiliar, if you are from Street Fighter, you want to watch more esports, get over there now. Not only do you get to see my beautiful face, but you also get to see some fantastic video gaming. It's going to be a best of 3, and you're going to get to see some of the best teams in the world do battle in a best of 3 in front of these crowd who seem to be big fans of the game.
And get to hear your beautiful voice as well.
I have a beautiful
must
voice.
say yes.
No, I only get away with that in New York. America seems to love I'm in England. I'm boring. No one likes my accent. Yeah. It's just once I get on a plane, I get some compliments.
Hey, it's been the opposite for me. If I'm in a tube, then everybody likes my accent. They think
absolutely.
it's nice.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm back in LA, I am as boring as can
So
be.
you're the same as me. We live that same life.
Yeah.
So basically, we should just swap for
We
a
should
bit.
switch for a
We'll do
while.
like 3 months. We just go swap and just
You'll-
get our accents.
You'll give me your Twitter password, I'll give you mine. We'll swap identities entirely.
I like this. This is a good plan.
Oh, man.
Okay, boys. So I think we are almost ready to get this thing going.
Yes.
So just quickly, I'm sure you would have done this before, but just because I'm sitting here now, your closing thoughts on your however long it's been. 3 days for you now?
We had 2 days.
2 days.
Again, just the depth of field I thought was amazing, and the fact that these are the 2 players we ended up with out of a list that was ridiculous was great. And that grand finals, you had a chance to see Momochi at his best, Xiaohai at his best, and you're right that the fact that Xiaohai started out from winner's side, that was really the deciding factor.
Yeah, and you know, for me, one of the things that makes me happy, obviously, you know, ESL put on this event. It was a great event, and I love the fact that, you know, they got all the fighting game people to help produce this. You know, it really felt like a fighting game event. You know, and it's also awesome to have this in New York. New York has always been one of the strongest Street Fighter scenes. Any East Coast rivalry with West Coast is always California and New York. And New York City has so many talented players. To have one in this backyard, I think, is awesome for all those players.
And the fans turned up as well.
Yes.
What better place for it to happen than, of course, as you already head at the hub of Street Fighter. So that's awesome. All right, gentlemen, I think it's time for us to go ahead and put some live music on. I hope you've had a blast. If you aren't watching already, I told you, ESL_CSGO, that is where you'll be watching Cruella. Of course, it is an EDM duo. They're probably going to hang me and quarter me for calling it EDM. It's loud and it's electronic music. I'm uneducated, but they are definitely worth checking out, and that's going to be going down right here, right now. So before we do show them, and before they go ahead and make this arena shake, we had Josh Gray, another member of ESL. He had a little opportunity to sit down, play some games, and talk music with them. So let's go ahead and have a look at that before they kick things off.